Okay, so today I want to talk a little bit about how ions impact how color is reflected in a system. So what I have here is I have some vinegar that is in a test tube, and I'm going to add a little bit of phenolphthalein, which is a color indicator. So right now, when I add the phenolphthalein, you don't really see any color because vinegar is acidic. Okay, and as a result of it being acidic, it has hydrogen ions in it. And hydrogen ions don't reflect light, so the color is not going to be present. Well, let's see what happens when we add sodium hydroxide. So as I'm adding sodium hydroxide, you may or may not notice that there's a little bit of a pink residual color that's showing. But as the solution is completely mixed, you will notice it goes back to clear. And the reason, let's go ahead and get some of this off. The reason it goes back to clear is because we still have hydrogen ions present. So as we continue to add sodium hydroxide and we swirl, we notice that we're going to clear, but now it's a little harder. So now we have gone to a pretty magenta pink type of color. And the reason why we have this pretty pink magenta color is because now all of the hydrogen ions have been neutralized, and as a result of the hydrogen ions being neutralized, we have the pink solution. But what happens when we add some vinegar back in solution? Now that the hydrogen ions are back, it went from light to colorless again. So the reintroduction of the acid or the hydrogen ions in the solution removed the color, and as a result, caused the color to disappear. So our next experiment, we're going to use silver nitrate and sodium hydroxide. So what we're going to look at in this case is the formation of a precipitate. So I'm going to add just a little bit of water here, and then I'm going to add some silver nitrate to this test tube. So the addition of the silver nitrate to water just made it a little bit cloudy, but that's okay. So now you'll see we have silver nitrate and water. It is a completely, it is a cloudy solution. And I'm going to add sodium hydroxide to it. So I'll try to get as close as I can to the camera. When I add the sodium hydroxide, you will notice immediately a brown suspension forms, and it is a solid. And this solid is starting to precipitate down to the bottom of the test tube. And over time, some of you witnessed this, over time you will see that all of the solid will precipitate to the bottom, leaving a clear solution to the top. Well, why is it that two clear substances formed a cloudy precipitate? Well, this brown precipitate that was formed, once again, sodium hydroxide is a base, okay, and silver nitrate is also clear. There are the presence of ions there once again. As those ions are neutralized and silver nitrate chemically combines with sodium hydroxide to form silver hydroxide, it now becomes neutralized, the ions are no longer present, and color is able to be seen. So I hope this helped you prepare for your test coming up on Monday, and I hope it helped explain a little bit about how the presence of ions will prevent color from showing, and how when we neutralize them, the color can appear.